Happy Thanksgiving, my friends, and welcome to episode number 229 of the Blessings Podcast, where we talk about all things related to mindset, consciousness, and learning those darn life lessons through recognizing that everything in life is happening for us and not to us, and that we have blessings and lessons every single day. So today is Thanksgiving, and it's such a great time to intentionally think about the things that we are grateful for, including the wonderful smells that are probably emanating from an oven somewhere near you, and the time spent together with family and friends. And even if your day is not ideal today for Thanksgiving, which I'm sure is the case for many of us out there, but it is still a time of year that lends itself to gratitude. And so, especially when the circumstances of your life are not lining up exactly as you prefer, it is the best time to focus on gratitude. And so for Thanksgiving, I'm just going to present to you a very concise list of 10 different tools that you could use to connect gratitude to greater abundance in your life, because that is how it works. When you are on the frequency of giving, of generosity, of compassion, and of gratitude, those are the higher frequencies that align with attracting and magnetizing yourself as an attractor of abundance, and abundance in all forms, not only financial, but abundance of love, of health, of good relationships, etc. So let's take a look at how, when we focus on gratitude by our specific thoughts and actions, that we create a loop of generosity that multiplies abundance in our lives. So I'm just going to go through a list for you, starting out with number 1, which I'm going to call the gratitude ripple effect. I want you to think of someone who once did something nice for you, and I would like you to create a voice note or write a message right now to thank that person for something that they did for you in the past that helped you, that healed you, that made you feel good, that boosted your mood, that was positive, that empowered you, that supported you. Thank someone randomly when they don't expect it for something that was meaningful to you at some point in the past. These are the best kinds of messages to receive. You will make someone's day, and you can do it for more than one person. Why limit yourself to just one? You could do it every day. Give yourself a challenge for the next week or from now until the new year to thank one person a day. You decide how you want this to play out, but this is going to create a ripple effect, because imagine if you got that text and how great it would feel. And that would inspire you then, without even knowing it, to be in a better mood and to pay it forward. It's a subliminal little ripple that will cascade out into the world. Because when gratitude is expressed, it creates this thing called energetic reciprocity. It opens doors of goodwill and connection. This is the true currency of abundance. Number 2, this one I will call the generosity first rule. So before you make your next purchase, whether it's a cup of coffee or something in the store, or if you make a donation or any type of business related decision that has to do with money, I want you to ask yourself, how can this benefit someone else too? So when you are making a purchase, a donation, or a business decision, it's not just benefiting you. You're not just taking from that exchange. You're also giving. And I want you to just notice that. Just think about it. Because when you align your choices and you intentionally decide, I'm going to purchase this in this store because I know it will make this person's day. For example, shopping in a local store versus buying something online. This shared uplifting experience expands your energetic capacity to receive, and the universe matches generosity with flow. You'll notice it when you make an intentional choice to do something that you know is going to have a really positive effect, especially when it's how you spend your money. This is something that feels really good in your heart, and you'll notice this. So that's another one. Okay, number 3. This one I will call the Thanksgiving circle. When you are together with other people today, whether this is friends or family or even people you know online, have each person that you are with name one invisible blessing, something that doesn't cost any money but enriches life. So something that is a simple blessing. This idea of naming something that is unseen makes the intangible tangible, and it creates an awareness that wealth exists in all areas of life, magnetizing more abundance, more wealth. All right, number 4. This one I will call the gratitude ledger. This is a practice that I like to do when I am in a funk, but you can do it anytime. This is where you keep a list of everything that has come to you freely, seemingly out of nowhere, things that you normally would take for granted, like sunlight, warm running water, laughter, compliments, air to breathe, kindness. So things that are free, that you just get, that you might forget are really meaningful. This trains your mind to perceive abundance already flowing towards you. Think about the air, for example. Just think about the vastness of the air, how much air is there, and how that literally fills us with life energy, life force. We breathe it. We are alive because of it. That is huge abundance, huge. And when you really start to notice these things and redefine what abundance is and how much of it is really in your life, you are strengthening the neural pathways of plenty, that it's really a plentiful universe that we live in. On to number 5. This one I'll call giving back. I want you to think about a way, not necessarily today, but maybe sometime this week, that you can choose one small act of giving. And you can continue this practice. Make it a weekly thing if you like, but at least try it out one time. When you are in a situation where you have to give a tip, like at a restaurant or getting a salon service, why not tip a little extra? Why not give an extra $2? I'm always thinking this when I go out. The tip thing comes up on the register, and it's a difference between $1 or $2 to give the 25% instead of the 18%. To me, it's a no-brainer. An extra $2, I'm giving somebody an extra $2, which really doesn't affect me that much, but could mean the world to someone else, especially when they see that you gave the most, you gave the biggest tip that was allowed on that system. I mean, that's like saying to the universe, yeah, yes, I participate in this. I want to give. I want people to feel good. When you donate extra $5. When you volunteer, stay a little bit longer. When you mentor, give more from your heart. Send someone an anonymous gift. When you're in line at the Starbucks, say, hey, I'd like to pay for the coffee for the person behind me. This works because it signals to the universe that you trust that there is abundance available. You trust in the sufficiency of the universe. You cannot outgive the universe. And the flow of abundance responds to your engagement and circulation of that energy. You keep it going. We have to participate in this to keep it going. And that's a great way of doing it. Number 6, this one I'll call the gratitude mirror. This you can do any time of day, but in particular, if you think about at the end of the day, the things during the day that really affected you in a meaningful way, even if they were tiny little things. So things that you maybe didn't notice in the moment, but now take a moment to look at yourself in the mirror in the evening. Maybe you're brushing your teeth, maybe you're washing your face after dinner, and look at yourself and just think, here are 3 things today that happened that enhanced my understanding of the world or my understanding of myself, or 3 ways that I really showed up well for someone else or for myself. I stood up for myself today. I remembered that I needed to pick up my partner's dry cleaning without having to be prompted. Whatever it is, but there is going to be many ways that you showed up beautifully in the world today. And I want you to go in the mirror, do it tonight, and maybe you'll make it a consistent practice. The trick here is you're going to look yourself in the eyes and say it out loud. Thank yourself. Thank you, Mitzi, for showing up today in this way. Thank yourself. because you deserve it. This helps you to cultivate self-appreciation, and it restores your worthiness, your self-worth. Sometimes we don't even realize when our self-worth is slipping. And so it's a good idea to continuously reinforce your self-worth. Even if you think it's not low, it still is one of those things. It's not like you can say, I love you to your child only once. It's the same thing. You can't say, I love you to yourself only once. You keep saying it repetitively. It's a cornerstone of receiving. And this is such a powerful thing to do. Number 7, let's call this one the memory harvest. I want you to think about in your past at least 5 different times when something worked out for you better than you expected. Reflect on the situation when that happened. Maybe it even seemed like it wasn't working out for you in the moment, and then later you realized, wow, that thing I thought wasn't working out for me actually worked out for me. So I want you to think about at least 5 times from your past. This could be any time during your life, any time at all. And then give yourself some grace and think about what you learned. And you can even write down the lessons. Think about how you transformed as a result of those lessons. What did I learn? And now how am I better because of it? Because gratitude for past abundance and showing up well in the past, how you transform yourself, reminds the subconscious that you live in a supportive, responsive universe, that the universe is here and it has your back, and that things are really happening for you, not to you. I know that sounds cliche, but man, you can't say it enough. Number 8, the overflow intention. During a quiet time when you don't have anything to do, you don't have anyone to talk to, you have a few minutes to yourself, I want you to visualize gratitude as a tangible thing. I want you to visualize gratitude as a light that's expanding from your heart, and it's coming out and spilling over to bless others. You don't even have to express gratitude in words. You can express gratitude by visualizing a light coming from your heart and moving outward into the world and blessing other people. This is what we feel when we're sitting there and everybody in the family is talking and we're done eating and our stomachs are really full and it was so good and everybody's so happy and it's just been a great day. This is that feeling. That's the light right there. And if you visualize that feeling emanating outward as a golden light, man, that's powerful. Because when your gratitude radiates outward, you actually become a conduit, not a container for that light. You're actually letting it flow energetically outward like a battery, a transmitter. And what flows through you multiplies. And it's just endless. It's so beautiful. Number 9, let's call this one sharing the table. This is something you could do today. It may be not something that fits depending on when you're listening to this, but maybe it will fit at some point and you can intentionally make it fit for another opportunity. But it's really nice to invite someone to join you for a dinner, especially on a holiday, who might be lonely, struggling, new in town, or someone who lives far away from their family and doesn't have anywhere to go. People have invited my children to spend Thanksgiving with them when they couldn't make it home. And I know that meant the world to me, and I'm sure it meant a lot to them as well. Because when you share your Thanksgiving table or any table or even a virtual meal, this signals that you are inclusive and that you care about others, that you're actually thinking about them, that you have empathy. And this is the highest frequency of abundance. It transforms gratitude from a feeling into community. All right, number 10. This one I'm going to call tapping into the future. This is where the real powerful stuff that is often talked about when we discuss manifestation or how to make your desires become reality, how to bring yourself onto the timeline where everything you want exists. This is when you thank the universe for something that hasn't happened yet, as if it already has. You use the present tense to express gratitude for your desires as if they have already been fulfilled. This is the most powerful one. You could say something like, I am so happy and grateful for the prosperity and the peace and the good health that is flowing into my life from all different sources. You can make up something that aligns with your specific desires. This primes your reticular activating system, which is the brain's filter, to notice opportunities that come along that are aligned with your future gratitude. When you prime your brain and speak in the present tense about what you want, that brings you into alignment with what you want. And I'll give you a little bonus tip. You thank the universe in the present tense as if it has already happened, and then you let it go. You send it off out there into the ether and you detach from it and you go about your life and you let the universe and your natural mechanisms of soul and spirit and the way that you fit into this universe so perfectly, you let all that do its own work. You let go and let God. So I hope that you can take these ideas one at a time, do them all. Oh my gosh, it would be so amazing if you could do them all today. Talk about them at your family dinner. Play this for your family. Let everybody choose something from the list. Write them down in your phone notes. Download the transcript and make a checklist for yourself and hold yourself accountable. Because gratitude is not like a payment for abundance. It's not like I give and then I get. It's not an exchange, a transaction like that. But gratitude instead is the proof that we are already rich. We already have everything we need. When we give thanks before we receive, we announce our trust that life is good and beautiful and provides for us. And that trust becomes the seed of more to come. Enjoy your beautiful day today, friends. Thank you for listening, and I will speak to you next week.